There could be a new trial ahead for the man accused of murdering Detroit synagogue leader Samantha Woll.
After days of deliberations, the jury this afternoon finding defendant Michael Jackson-Bolanos guilty of lying to police, but not guilty of premeditated murder, and deadlocked on a felony murder charge and home invasion charge.
7 News Detroit's Whitney Burney has more on what this means for the defendant's future.
For weeks, the prosecution has worked to show that Michael Jackson-Bolanos was at the scene of the crime that night, showing the jury CCTV footage and cell phone records. But the defense maintains police got the wrong guy, and given the verdict today, it seems that jurors are unsure themselves. As a partial verdict came down Thursday,
hung as to count 1 first-degree felony murder.
Family members of Samantha Woll visibly upset in court as they await justice. After days of being deadlocked, the jury in the case today still unable to come to a decision on a felony murder charge and a home invasion charge, but finding defendant Michael Jackson-Bolanos guilty of lying to police and not guilty of premeditated murder.
I just feel that, the police, they didn't do a thorough investigation. There were a lot of stones that were left unturned. There was a lot of evidence and questions that they did not have the answer to, but had they did a thorough investigation, they would have had the answer to those questions.
Defense attorney Brian Brown maintaining that his client is innocent and pointing to Woll's ex-boyfriend, who days after her murder confessed to police.
I've never seen anything like that, where somebody admits to a murder and then is able to recant their testimony under some type of delusion that they were saying is obvious,
get immunity
and get use immunity.
I'm not surprised by this verdict. It's a tough case, and the fact of the matter is that you can anticipate a new trial.
Attorney Todd Flood, who has followed the case, says that new trial could mean better odds for the prosecution, who will get the opportunity to assess mistakes made the first go-round.
That's going to be a laborious process, because how many people have already heard about this case, right? How many jurors, potential jurors, have already heard about this case? So it's going to be a laborious process, but they'll get it. They'll get a fair and impartial trial.
In a statement to our newsroom, prosecutor Kim Worthy says, "First, I want to thank the jury for their time, dedication, and attention to this case. We were hopeful that a decision could be reached today, but we will press on for justice for the Wolls and will determine our next course of action at the pretrial hearing." The defense in this case is planning to submit a motion for bond, but given the severity of the charges, experts say it's unlikely to be granted. A pretrial hearing is set for next week. From downtown, Whitney Burney, 7 News Detroit.
Thank you so much, Whitney.